Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a few comments on the discussion, the group discussion about choosing a source and evaluating it and triangulating it. I think probably either something wasn't quite clear about that entire exercise for many of you, I think, but I wanted to just say a few words about academic research, not to chasten you or anything, but mainly to so that we're clear that when I talk about research, this is what I'm talking about. First of all, I want to make sure that you all know that there are some resources in terms of little videos about academic research and how to use an academic library. So when I'm asking you to choose an academic source, that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking you for you to do academic research in an academic library, and that includes using academic databases, which are online, not necessarily having to go to the physical site of the library. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is that there's a difference between texts that are designed to teach, such as textbooks for classes, which are in a sense academic sources, i.e. they're usually written by academics, prepared for academic purposes, and scholarly sources, which are an entirely different thing. Scholarly sources are what you would find in academic libraries, in scholarly journals, published by academic presses, and so forth. And while it's certainly possible to do legitimate and useful research, helpful research that is not academic, for instance, from government sources or from nonprofits, even from popular news sources, newspapers and news magazines. All of that can be legitimate research, but I want you to learn how to use an academic library. So when I ask you to choose a source, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Now, remember also that in these modern times, academic sources don't have to be only print sources. I think there are people who like to make a distinction between print sources, which they see as more valid, and online sources, which they see as almost automatically less valid. I do not believe that. And moreover, I don't think that it's true. It's not just a matter of belief, because many academic presses and journals increasingly are publishing their work either all online or are taking their print journals and putting them online. And certainly academic databases like EBSCOhost, Academic Search Premier, the one I showed you in the little video, that uses sources that are wholly legitimate in terms of academic research. So I'm not saying when I say an academic source that I want you to use a print source. What I'm saying is I want you to use a source that has academic credentials in terms of, that it's vetted by scholars and published for scholars. It's a different kind of information, and learning how to use that kind of information in the mix of the types of research that you do will be really helpful to you. It will give you a deep and rich arsenal in terms of your research skills. Okay, well, I hope this is helpful. If anybody wants to change their posts, or you can. I don't know that you really need to worry about that, because if you posted and you commented, I think almost all of you got 7.5 points. If you want those 2.5 extra points, you can go get them by revising your post. But in the mix of all of the discussions we do, I think those 2.5 points are probably not going to make such a difference. But that is up to you. If you do decide to do that, will you please let me know so that I can regrade your participation in that discussion. Okay, thanks.